God. Oh my fucking... Oh god. Oh god. I'm sorry. I wondered why YouTube chat was like completely dead. I've been talking to myself for, I think, the last 10 minutes because I didn't press the go live button on YouTube. I am so sorry. Yeah, it goes to show those things disappear if you disappear from live streaming for a while. And my viewership dropped to 1 instantly, like, they do not appreciate that. If you're still here, thank you, and like, put something in chat so I can see that it actually works this time. Oh, 0. There we go. Bye-bye. Okay. Ah. And it's actually broken. Someone is here. Yeah, I can basically repeat everything I said now. I don't think this goes into the VOD if I didn't press go live on YouTube yet. Ah, 2 people. This is, yeah, YouTube is broken. Actually, Twitch too. Something with the caching or something. Oh, that Linux dude Dominic. This is like the bird, the KDE operating system with a bird as the logo. Parent OS. Yeah. Okay. We've got people. That's nice. And actually, the YouTube overlay works as well. I have an OBS overlay. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. We have 101. I think from the profile picture, he was here. They were here the last streams as well. And yeah, Dominic Hayes and L, which is not really that recognizable a name. Okay. Thank you for still being here. So what did I say when no one was listening? Yeah, I changed up a lot of stuff about the streaming setup. I replaced OBS audio with easy effects. I got this neat little overlay, which isn't a window anymore. It's like I can put stuff under it and still visible. And I'm also multi-streaming now without restream. I did my own thing using Nginx. So you might have noticed I put something up on GitHub recently, or actually not that recently, which is called, I don't actually know if it's part of InstaNoise. Yes, it is. It's called Playbooks, which is a bunch of Ansible playbooks for managing servers. And if we look in here, we can see not a lot actually. It's all in the Nginx config file. But basically I stream to my own server now with OBS, and that server then redistributes it to a bunch of services. So now I am on YouTube, Twitch, DLive, Facebook, a bunch of other stuff, because basically this runs on an Oracle virtual machine, which has unlimited bandwidth compared to my home internet connection. So I can stream to as many services as I want to at the same time. It's pretty cool. And yeah, if you can watch me on Twitch, I think. Yep. DLive, which is probably a really bad platform, but why not? Facebook is bad as well. Trovio, if I remember correctly. Trovo Live? Yeah, it's called Trovo. Let's see if their URLs don't suck. They don't. Cool. I think Trovo might actually be decent. I haven't looked into it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But URLs don't suck. That's not the point. Cool. I have all of those now. All of them. Gotta collect them all. Alexandros Vantulatos. Hey all. Hey. So yeah, I've done that. And I've also done this little script, which is also public under paperbenny/streaming. Very innovative name. Yeah, it's a script to automate a bunch of the streaming process. So basically it gives me a warning if I have Thunderbird, Signal, or MetaMost open, which are all private messengers, which you do not want to share on stream. So if any of those are running, it doesn't start the stream. Same for Obsidian, which contains private nodes. It installs OBS, CLI, and Python. It enables MPD, which is the music player daemon, which is responsible for background music, and I think just completely died. Now it's just quiet. So yeah, it enabled that. Then a bunch of stuff that I haven't implemented yet. It switches from my private Vim wiki to the public one, which I will publish today. So I don't reveal any of my private notes. Opening Vim wiki has basically become muscle memory, so that's pretty dangerous. Yeah, easy effects for sound. So it has noise removal. My English got broken. I'm sorry. I haven't streamed for so long. And a bunch of stuff that isn't implemented. And this, which are the live dashboards. I think, do I have anyone on Twitch? If you're on Twitch, you're hearing this for the second time, so congrats. We've got one viewer and I'm not sure if that's me. Oh, Confuse is here. Announcement 40 minutes before stream during work hours. Yes, I have a bit of free time now because I'm done with my exams for now. And next semester doesn't start yet, so a lot of InstantOS development. Actually, no, I'm going on holiday, and I don't know if I have time or yeah, to do InstantOS stuff there. But anyway, I'm planning on doing more. YouTube inaccurate viewer count memento. Yep. 2, 1. Oh, it dropped. Congrats on being human again. Yes. I'm enjoying humanity. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Yeah. I did that, and I'm planning on doing a whole lot more stuff to support live streaming. For example, my own overlays. I don't want to use, what's it called? Streamlabs. Because, yeah, I think it's a fun exercise to learn web development, because I haven't done anything useful with web development yet, which means I also haven't learned like any really practically useful knowledge about web development, and I have been getting into Vue and Nuxt a little bit. So yeah, hopefully I can put that to use to make a little stream interface thingy. What I want to do is basically a site which has the stream embedded on it with an iframe. I think YouTube and Twitch and all of them allow that. And there's a drop-down menu where you can switch which platform you want to watch me on. And then there'll also be an embedded chat, which will be, I don't know, Rocket Chat or IRC, which is then bridged to all the different platforms using a bot. And then, yeah, basically you can watch me completely independent from any single platform, because the chat is self-hosted and bridged to all the platforms, and the streams are on all the different platforms, and you can switch between them. So it's basically like Destiny.gg. I think he was the one to pioneer this. Actually, he's only on one platform now because he got banned from Twitch. But yeah, he previously had a system where you basically have this, which is a self-hosted chat, and then it embeds whatever platform he's streaming on. And I can see a link in chat. Ooh. Is that a meme? A my? Yes. Polly is here. Hi. Cool. Hello again. Long time no see. So yeah, I'm cloning Destiny GG and also Streamlabs at the same time. And yeah, let's hope it doesn't, there's a moderate amount of feature creep. But of course, Beta 7 has gotta go out the door first. So yeah, actually, I wrote something down. DistroWatch wrote a review of InstantOS. And I wanted to go over that to see if there's some useful feedback in there, because like I really appreciate people, even if it's like criticizing the distro, it's really insightful to see people's actual experience with it and having them put into words why they failed something, why something didn't work. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently keyframes are not being sent often. Oh, are we doing data moshing now? I mean, it looks fine. I don't know what's going on. It's pronounced meh meh. Ich. Yeah, I think it's mich. It's not I. Okay, yeah, I wanted to go over that and see if we can extract some stuff we gotta change or add about the distro out of there. Man, the side really doesn't look pretty. Okay, so let's get started and enlarge a bit for our friends watching on mobile. InstantOS Beta. A project that has been sitting on the DistroWatch waiting list for several months is InstantOS. The InstantOS project is currently in its beta stage of development and has been around for long enough to review, and it claims to offer a number of intriguing features. InstantOS is based on Arch Linux and strives to be both light and fast. The distribution's website reports InstantOS requires less than 200 megabytes of RAM. Actually, that might be outdated now, because that figure is, I think, 2 years old, and the kernel and all the libraries and everything has grown since then. So it's probably like, I don't know, 250 to 300 now. Yeah, 200 might be lower than what is currently possible. Also, there's of course Linux 8myram.com, so on systems which have a lot of RAM, it'll just eat up more RAM because it can. The project also ships with its own graphical environment. This custom... Actually, let's use our wiki, the new one. This DistroWatch review. Whoops. Okay. Okay. The project also ships with its own graphical environment. This environment is called Instant WM. I mean, yeah, it's a window manager, but yes. It's called Instant WM and reportedly offers both tiling and floating window management. Loading? Tiling. Ooh. This window manager seems to be the centerpiece of the distribution. Yes, like it pretty much used to. Now the other projects have grown a bit as well, like Instant Arch and Instant Assist and I think Instant Search. Actually no, Instant Search isn't that big. But yeah. Instant OS is available in a single edition for x86 64 bits computers and is managed and is provided through a 1.4 GB download. Booting from the downloaded media brings up a menu which offers options for booting into Arch Linux. I think I have replaced the name inside of syslinux. Like, yes, the current ISO doesn't have a customized syslinux. It's a bit customized, but it doesn't look great, and it doesn't say Instant OS, it says Arch Linux, like the stock Arch ISO. Okay, so that's already fixed. Booting into Instant OS brings up a graphical environment. A thin panel is placed across the top of the screen. This panel provides access to an application menu, 9 virtual desktops, a clock, and a system tray. Shortly after the window manager loads, we are presented with a welcome application, which looks like a simple drop-down menu. This menu lists a handful of options, including Get Started, Install, Documentation, Settings, GitHub, Support, and Close. Yeah, so far so good. The Get Started option in the Welcome menu opens Firefox and offers to play videos about Instant OS. The Welcome menu then disappears. I don't think it does. I think it just switches to the second tag and opens Firefox, so the menu still remains on the first tag, if I'm correctly. Let's check that out really quick. Get started. Yeah, it just switches to the second tag and opens up Firefox, so it actually doesn't disappear. I don't know, like maybe this might be written by a user who isn't really used to any tiling window managers. So because like the concept of tags or workspaces or virtual desktops is like pretty much embedded in all tiling window managers, and if they didn't figure that out, then they might not have had a good time. Or actually no, I think they did figure it out. Yeah, with virtual desktops. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe send a message to like tell people that the welcome menu is still there on the first desktop. Yeah, okay, I think that's fair. YouTube still shows like the keyframe stuff. Your experience with tiling window managers. Yeah, I'll read on, maybe they'll elaborate on that. The documentation option also opens the browser and provides access to tips on using the instant window manager environment. The settings option... Ooh, okay, not a responsive site. The settings option opens a menu which gives us access to system settings where we can adjust the wallpaper, enable Bluetooth support, adjust display resolution, and other stuff. The other options, apart from the install entry, connect us to online resources. Oh yeah, from the other options in the welcome menu. The Instant OS system installer is presented as a crude series of simple menus that are often sized in unusual dimensions. These menus start by asking us to pick our keyboard layout from a cryptic list of short options. Then we are asked to select our language and region from lists. We're given the chance to manually run a partition manager or to take the guided partitioning option. The guided option takes over the entire disk. The following screen asks us to make up a username and password. This password will be applied to both a regular user and the root account on the system. Once I confirmed the settings, I'd selected the installer window disappeared. Nothing seemed to be happening until I switched to a second virtual desktop where I could see a list of packages which were being downloaded. After a few minutes, the system suddenly rebooted, which I hoped meant the installer had finished its work. Okay. I mean, there's a menu at the bottom which indicates how far along the installation process is, but like it's not replacing the menus at the same position where the installer used to be. On the other hand, like just a terminal window isn't really that pretty for people using a GUI. I don't know, maybe, I mean, ideally there would be some sort of progress bar, but that's a bit hard to implement. I mean, I could just split up the different modules and like then give each module a percentage that it contributes to the system being complete, and then do some cheating while a module is running. Instant arch progress bar, question mark. Early impressions. The freshly installed copy of Instanoise boots up quickly and automatically logs in as the regular user I set up through the system installer. I found it was possible to run administrative commands without using sudo, and I could sign into the root account using a regular user's password. Oh yeah. Is that not something that's usually done? Like on Ubuntu, does the root user just have no password? I don't know what the standard is for that. That might actually be something worth changing if like logging into the root user shouldn't be possible at all without sudo. Does anyone in chat know whether or not like the root user can actually be logged into on Ubuntu? Ubuntu doesn't allow logging in as root by default. Like, is that just over SSH or like at all? IIRC. The first user can sudo with their password. Okay, so the root user doesn't have a password. Okay, root user, no password. Don't give the root user a password. I mean, yeah, the reviewer is a bit clueless, but that's kind of the point. Like, I once gave my little brother installed the instant window management, instant WM, on the laptop that he uses to play Minecraft, and it was kind of interesting to see like some reactions, and ultimately I replaced it with Cinnamon, and now he's a bit happier with that. Yeah, like ultimately some issues are the user's fault, but also it's interesting what you can do to like make people who are a bit more clueless not as confused. Okay, like if, yeah, the problem is like if something comes from an unwillingness to engage with the program you're using, there's nothing really you can fix, you can do to fix it except make the program less complex and remove stuff, which I don't want to do. So yeah, ultimately if someone is not willing to read something, and there's already really a cut down amount of information, I mean, you can blink red lights at people or make loud noises, but I don't think that's good for the people who actually do intend to read things without those things. Yeah, anyway. Looking through the application menu in the upper left, I assume he means this one. I found just a handful of entries. These included launchers for software, a terminal, and a settings panel. The software option did not do anything, and the terminal option opened a simple virtual terminal. Virtual terminal is an interesting term for terminal emulator. Okay, so yeah, this is not the Windows Start menu, but it's not intended to be either. The software option did not do anything. I think PAMAC might be broken, like the version that ships with InstantOS currently might be linked against a library that doesn't exist anymore, or that has been updated to a new file name. So yeah, fix PAMAC is already on the list. The problem is like even the AUR guys didn't figure out how to get it running properly. I don't know what to do really, because I think PAMAC is actually used by some portion of people who use InstantOS. Like I can't just remove it. Like yeah, a graphical application store is, I think, pretty important, given that you can't just download stuff from the web for Arch. Okay. The display options and appearance tweaks generally worked as expected, and some of these tools are, I believe, imported from LXDE or other XFCE projects. In fact, one application on the system is the XFCE About program, which tells us InstantOS is running XFCE 4.16. Though this does not appear to be accurate. Okay, I think I've hidden that. Hide XFCE About desktop file. Whoa. Where did I just close it? Okay, the settings menu includes one entry simply called Potato. This opens a menu where we are given the opportunity to disable desktop effects. The idea is to improve performance on low-end computers, which I'll sometimes fondly refer to as potatoes. The performance of InstantOS was good in my test environments, and I never saw desktop effects in evidence anyway. Evidence? I mean, this is... Okay, I have... Yeah, I mean, this is a lot more desktop effects than is usually present in tiling window managers. Kind of the flashy look there feature of InstantOS. Like the stuff that looks nice on first, as a first impression. So yeah, I mean, probably used to GNOME or something, so the reviewer doesn't really notice that things are moving when they don't have to. That's actually something I've noticed with quite a few people. People can't tell like the difference between stuff that's actually happening or interactable and the animations interpolating between them. So they actually think that like in order for the window to go to the other side, it actually needs to move. Like it can't just teleport, but like the moving is a necessary part of getting the window there, which of course isn't true because those are just a bunch of interpolation frames, and if you just don't do those, it actually works faster. So that's kind of interesting. Like if you remove animation, tells you that animations are overrated if people don't notice them. Yeah, I think they do notice if they're missing. That's the thing. They don't see them as animations, but like as necessary, quote unquote. Because the window isn't there if it doesn't move there first, which looks like Marian05. I haven't seen you for a long time. Yeah. I don't know if you changed your name, but I think you might be new here. Actually, you probably aren't if you have seen me before. You knew it all along. Yeah, I think you might have joined like the internet before everything was animated. People who grew up on Android 6.0 and above don't see them that way. Like, yeah, if you've used stuff before they were animated, I think it's different. The network portion of the settings menu frustrated me. When I went into the network section, there were entries for seeing IP information and testing an existing connection, which seemed to work. However, the entry for launching the network applet, which would presumably allow me to connect to wireless networks, did nothing. As far as I could tell, there was no tool available to connect with Wi-Fi or mobile networks. Are you saying I'm old? I mean, old enough, like in terms of the digital age, probably yes. If you used Windows 2000 and below, that's a dinosaur. I think Windows 2001 was the first version I used. Isn't that even a thing? 2000 or 2001? Windows... No, I think... Yeah, well, it was 2000. 2001 doesn't exist. But yeah, it was this one. A laptop that had 256 megabytes of RAM. Okay, oh, the Discord actually works. Yeah. That's dinosaur on. Okay, I think the issue here is that the thing that appears if you launch the widget or the applet is this one. Like, it doesn't pop up a window because I don't think there is such a thing like a universal network manager GUI. I think... Wow, what would I do there? Network okay, I think there's advanced network configuration, but that's like even less user-friendly than the applet. Indicator that applet has started if turn on from settings. I'm a bit disappointed in the reviewer that they didn't notice like the Wi-Fi icon, which is by the way exactly at the same position as where it is in Ubuntu. Like if you so yeah, but I'll probably send a notification saying that you should click on the Wi-Fi or network icon in the top right when this gets enabled. The system information entry in the application menu opens a full-screen terminal with some information on the system's memory usage. I think they mean NeoFetch. info. Yeah, they do mean NeoFetch. Oh, I also need to update the Patreon list for Beta 7. I could probably use the API, I think. Started on 3.1. Not this 3.11. Oh, there was a Windows 3.11? I think that still ran on DOS, right? What is Windows 3.11? Windows for Workgroups 3.11. What is that? Interesting choice of font. When men were real men and only ate meat. And women were men too, of course. And the sea was scared. And we used to walk barefoot in the snow, and it was always winter. I mean, now it's winter less and less. It's like 31 degrees. And that's one of the colder days where, at the moment. Uphill both ways. And it did run on DOS. 3.11 is 3.1's younger brother, just a minor revision. That's an awful naming scheme that just skipped over 10 versions. I mean, yeah. People thought skipping over Windows 9 was bad. Okay. Let's continue on with the article. We can close this window by pressing Ctrl C. Some other data is displayed, but it's scrolled off the screen. I'm guessing they mean that this doesn't like wrap any lines if you resize the window. Yeah, so now that's gone and it isn't coming back ever. That's actually one of the major gripes I have with ST. It doesn't have line wrapping. Like if you do this, poof, it's gone. Which can be quite bad for generating tokens which only get shown once. So maybe I could wrap that in a Tmux session, so it has wrapping. About panel, wrap in Tmux session. And if we're feeling really fancy, we might even add a button to close it. Maybe button to close, copy to clipboard. Maybe. There was no Windows 9? What am I on? Really? You didn't know there was no Windows 9? I mean, good on you for not having to go through early Windows 10. You quit before that happened. Or Windows 8, actually. One curious feature of the Instant Window Manager environment is that clicking almost anywhere on the desktop panel clock notification area or system tray will open a large application menu arranged in a grid formation. This application menu includes a lot of software not available through the menu displayed in the upper left corner. And are you serious? I mean, what if you click applications, it opens this. Like, it's a first entry. And you think this is... You think those are actually okay. Okay, available through the menu displayed in the upper left corner of the desktop. This menu appears to include launchers for all graphical applications, including the Welcome menu, a logout option, Firefox, the Settings menu, an Archive Manager, the GNOME Files Manager, and a Software Center. Looking through the application menu, I also found the MPV Media Player, 3 virtual terminals, an Archive Manager, and the Steam Gaming Portal. Trying to run Steam caused the system to display a window saying it was checking for Steam package updates. This check never finished and consumed 100% of the available CPU resources until I terminated the process. That sounds like a Valve issue, to be honest. I mean, my Steam works. I don't know why it just did that. This little maneuver has just cost us... What's the quote? I don't know how many years, but quite a few. Go away. Check for working Steam on stock installation. Counter of the reviewer is sterling. Yeah, I mean, just because it's in the top left doesn't have to mean it's the Windows Start menu. That's also like an issue. Even if things are really simple, if they're not what people are used to, and they'll just try to use them like they're used to instead of understanding the thing in front of them, then that can lead to a bunch of issues. Like, objectively speaking, there's nothing that makes a close button being on the right side harder to easier to use than one that is on the left side, which is the case here. But still, people are expecting to be able to use all of their pre-existing knowledge from other environments, or that's often the case. And even if the environments they're coming from are more complicated or worse, I don't mean to say that the traditional desktop model is worse, by the way. Depending on what you're looking for, this might not be for you. But even if that's the case, they often still aren't willing to engage with stuff. If you make things idiot-proof, nature invents a bigger idiot. Albert Einstein. Probably. I mean, that sounded like an Einstein quote. I don't know a lot of Einstein quotes, but good job if you made that up. Managing software, like, okay. While the software launcher in the application menu on the desktop panel appears to do nothing, really, there is no... while the software launcher in the application menu on the desktop panel appears to do nothing, software launcher. You mean what? I mean, this is GNOME software, but I installed that just to try it out. This is not installed on stock Instant OS. This might be something that's gone already, like an software. I mean, maybe he means software from the welcome menu. I mean, this opens Instant Pacman, which is a bit smaller than Pamac, but it's not nothing. Alright. Yeah, might be that Pamac is not working from some places. How dare you start streaming while I take my power nap? I mean, I did that on purpose so we can have a powerful version of the pepper. And now I see libadwaita's rendition of them. What? I thought the cooler Adwaita's non-frame extension borders were cursed. Now I see libadwaita's rendition of them. Yeah, like, I don't think Xorg and, like, rounded borders aren't a thing from the perspective of Xorg. They need to be hacked in some way, or just don't. They're kind of thick. Oh, and they crash, like, they crash. They just crashed the app. Oh, now it's back. I wasn't sure what to think of libadwaita until now. Like, it looks cool, certainly. Like, this definitely looks better than what GNOME 3 launched with. I like the new style. Like, everything's a bit more rounded, animated, and it looks better. But this doesn't. Oh, it doesn't say GNOME software, by the way, just software. Okay, okay, yeah, the Instant Pac-Man is too small, I guess, but I really don't think so. Yeah, like, if you cannot notice, wait a sec, what is it? It might have just not launched, but I don't think that this is too small, to be honest. Like, it's in the middle of the desktop, it literally catches all your keyboard input. Yeah. Okay, each of the 3 tabs worked for me, and I was able to install new application as well as software updates on my system. After each update, we're advised to restart the computer, even when updating unessential components. Oof. Okay. I'm hoping that newer versions of PAMAC don't have that. Because, I mean, you can just say no, but it's still kind of annoying. Also, like, new users will never find out that, or non-technical users will never find out that to update VLC you don't need to restart your computer. Other observations. The Instant OS distributions ships with Z shell as the default shell. Its color scheme and the tiny default font make it difficult to use the terminal on my laptop without changing the font size. Okay. The ST font is actually bigger than on Ubuntu per default, and this is actually, okay, this is changed from the default, but this is quite big actually. I'm guessing they just open up Xterm from somewhere and then, yeah, this doesn't look pretty. Can Xterm actually change the fonts? Yeah, I'm assuming they just open up Xterm. The distribution ships with a fairly standard collection of command line tools and manual pages. Yes. The Instant Window Manager environment locks up occasionally, taking down the system. That's not great. I'm hoping this is an issue of the old version. I mean, it never crashes for me, but that's like a situation of it works on my machine. And with all the stuff you can be doing inside of Xorg, like, I cannot possibly test all the different applications. I think Pepper actually reported some crashing recently with some Electron applications. So maybe that's something to look into, but I think no one, unfortunately, has found a method of reproducing that. Sounds like he had a big resolution monitor, instant menu small, terminal font small. Oh, like a 4K monitor. That might be the case. But I mean, everything is small on there. He should be used to adjusting DPI. Also, like, oh, okay, yeah, he actually, okay. Now this doesn't look small. This looks basically as big as, I think this is 1080p. I'm pretty sure. Is there any way to get, like, image info? No? Firefox used to have that. I think they took it away for some reason. Yeah, I'm very sure this is 1080p. Oh, it is. It says that right there. So probably Xterm. As the project's website claims, the system is lightweight. The distribution uses about 165 megabytes of RAM when signed into Instant Window Manager. That's actually pretty cool. I didn't expect it to still have that footprint after all the kernel updates. A fresh install takes just over 60 gigabytes of disk space. The window manager is quite snappy and most action happen almost instantly, making the project's name feel appropriate. That's nice. I tried running InstantOS in a VirtualBox environment and on my laptop. The distribution performed well on VirtualBox and it was unusually fast. However, Instant Window Manager would not resize automatically and forgot its resolution settings each time I rebooted the distribution, requiring me to reset its desktop resolution in the settings panel. When I tried InstantOS on my laptop, the system would boot, but I could find no way to connect to wireless networks. The wireless networking applet doesn't show up when launched, and there do not appear to be. I think he doesn't. I think there might be a misunderstanding what applet means. Like applet in Linux desktop terminology means little icon in the sys tray. It doesn't mean Java applet like used to exist in browsers, or I don't know. I think in Android it means the things you put on your home screen. No, those are widgets. But anyway, it's not something that will pop up in the middle of your screen. When I tried InstantOS on my laptop, the system would not boot, but would boot. But I could find no way to connect the wires. Okay, we already read through that. I went into this trial expecting a somewhat rough experience. The InstantOS project is still in beta phase and is still ironing out details. However, this distribution was still disappointingly difficult to use, even given my low expectations. Oof. Some of this is down to the lack of configuration tools and system lockups I experienced. However, the whole operating system has a crude, unfinished feel to it. The system installer is cryptic at times. In regards to the desktop environment as a whole, it sometimes is hard to tell what is supposed to be a window and what is a drop-down menu. And the flat design makes it nearly impossible to tell what is a label and what is an interactive button. This last point becomes all the more frustrating when the default action the menu takes if we click on something that isn't interactive is to launch the full-screen application menu. Yeah, that's kind of true. People usually click outside of menus, or actually, yeah, I don't know. But people usually click outside of menus to close them, which in the case of InstantOS opens this. The thing is, if you're used to dmenu or basically any kind of tiling window manager menu, you know that clicking elsewhere won't close the menu. You need to right click on it or press escape or anything like that. So I'm guessing this is also a case of just knowledge from other operating system not translating well. But an indicator for what is clickable and what is not inside iMenu is probably a very good idea. iMenu indicate which lines are clickable. This is probably a bigger project, so I'll probably put that on the beta 8 or 1.0 to-do list. Okay, indicate which lines are clickable. Eldam, I agree with him, that's mighty annoying. Okay, yeah, like the clicking outside. Okay. The thing is, like, if we take this reviewer as an example, he would have never found out how to launch applications if it weren't for this. Like, they looked here, said, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if we can't close menu. We have 9 applications pre-installed. Those are all of them. One of them is Firefox. And there's nothing else, and if I install anything else, it won't appear in my menu. So like, I think the review would have gone even worse if like they didn't found out by accident how to launch applications. So even though this might be a bit annoying for people who have a habit of clicking on the desktop, I think it's like important for discoverability. On that instant menu not selectable components thing we were talking about, the only thing hoverable and arrow key selectable should be clickable. Yeah. I think that's pretty much already the case. You cannot click on stuff that's not interactable. But you cannot see what is interactable and what isn't without hovering over them. That's the problem, I think. But again, I'm not sure if that might not be already fixed. I'm pretty sure it's not, though. Okay, the project's website says Instant OS is an Arch-based Linux distro that works out of the box, but it's still aimed at power users. Everything is lightning fast. Yeah, I wrote that. The one thing I can say in favor of Instant OS is that it is as advertised, a very light and fast distribution. It meets that stated goal, though I feel it falls uncomfortably short in being flexible, and its goal of just works. Okay. It is Core i5, SSD, and an Intel. Okay, this should work like out of the box in terms of drivers. Okay. I think those are the notes we can take from those, or from this review. Year after year of using Instant Window Manager and the full-screen Rofi launcher can be annoying, even more when using non-official gaps. Okay, the gaps probably aren't great in combination with that menu. I mean, I could just introduce an option to turn it off. Option to turn off remap. Let's just do turn off desktop clicking action. Let's do that. Okay, notes from the review. Okay. Where actually is that file? It's in StreamWiki. Crap. Okay, this wiki will be public actually, all of the stuff. It's a shame that the distro guys didn't get a good experience. Yeah, I mean, part of it is issues that either are actually present or are already fixed, and also like they're probably not the target audience. They don't sound like they have any experience or are aware of what a tiling window manager is in general or how it's used. Like, it's more the people who want to use i3 but can't be bothered to set everything up and learn or relearn everything they know about configuration, and people who don't want to sacrifice floating windows or a lot of the stuff that i3 and similar setups just don't have, or that would take a long time to do in i3. This is like, I saw a few YouTube videos a few years back about i3 and thought that was really cool, and back then GNOME was really laggy. It still is, but not as bad as it was back then. So I really wanted to have something more lightweight. At the same time, Mate felt a bit limiting. Like, especially I was really used to dragging around stuff with Windows and left click and then snapping it around. And yeah, I really like the floating workflow of GNOME. And I wanted to translate that into DWM. So yeah, that's like basically the target audience. You're aware of what tiling window managers are, you want to use one, but you're not ready to invest days into configuring it and still ending up short of a desktop environment or something close to a desktop environment. Like, you still end up with, I don't know, having to use the command line to set your brightness, or just not using floating. Okay, yeah, but probably if you're using GNOME and are happy with it and have never looked like onto i3 and DWM and wish you could use them, probably might be, but not probably not the target audience for Instanoise. Okay. So let's close that one down and publish the wiki. Actually, I'm going to publish that on GitLab because, yeah, for the stuff that's not already on GitHub and that probably will not get a bunch of contributors, I'll probably start using GitLab more because Microsoft bad. Create a blank project. It's called StreamWiki. Namespace paper mini, StreamWiki. How are we feeling on the hyphen? Should we do a hyphen or no hyphen? Actually, it's not a hyphen, it's a dash. Vim wiki containing all my notes from live streams. Okay, dash it is. Actually, I completely neglected the restream chat. Are there any people from elsewhere that are commenting? No, it's just Discord, which already appears. Okay. StreamWiki. Public, no readme. Create project. And git init. Just commit everything, I guess. Init wiki. Question is, does this have any branches? No, it doesn't. Add origin, this git push set upstream origin main. I can't get over the fact that GitLab enables you to download only some of the files or folders you need from a project, and GitHub doesn't. Such a needed feature. Really? I mean, I had the need to do that in the past, and I just used the Subversion interface of GitHub to do that. But you mean like you can download a zip of an individual folder in GitLab? That's interesting. Let's try that out actually. That's pretty cool. Download source code. Download this directory. Yeah, that. Oh. And if I open that up, it's only those. That's cool. Okay, back to the thing. Wiki. Wiki. Okay, probably a README would be a good idea. Oh, that's Monaco. That's cool. Finally, you can just download that one script you need from that huge ass project with readmes and everything. Yeah, I think that was also something that the Linus Tech Tips Linux the Linus Tech Tips Linux experiment tripped up on. You cannot download individual files from GitHub unless they're binaries. And even then, it's like you click the view button or something. And what they actually tried is, I think they used the browser's save function. So it's like, I think right-click save. Yeah. I was kind of baffled that they didn't know this just saves the HTML. Like, I thought they knew that. But yeah, I guess... yeah, they're not developers. So why would they know that? So yeah, save as saves the HTML. So maybe, I mean, I guess it's redundant to add that button because there's a raw button which does the exact same thing as a download button for text files. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they should add a download button to GitHub. Okay, maybe let's just add youtube.com/paperbenny. Where? To the readme and twitch.tv/paperbenny. I'm actually kind of surprised how well that setup is working, like the proxy. I'm streaming to 4 or 5 different services at once, and I think it works basically perfectly. I think. Okay, let's do some nice Twitch, some nice markup. Monaco is so much better than whatever GitHub uses for its web editor. It's even made by Microsoft. I don't know why they don't just use it. YouTube. do that. Beautiful readme. Oh, I think the Discord message might have been truncated. Check out the stream chat channel. On the topic of the installer, it might be a good idea to standardize window sizes so it's always the specific dimensions. It didn't bother me personally, but I can understand why consistency would be appreciated in an operating system installer. Huh. Yeah, yeah, the kind of an in-between of a command line interface and a GUI. Because it's, yeah, the menu basically. The problem is, like, originally Instant Menu was really just the menu with some extra features, or still is. And it's good enough for people to think that it's like actually trying to be a proper GUI framework, and then they're expecting features that GTK has and that Instant Menu doesn't. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, just removing the features so people don't think it's a full-fledged GUI framework is not an option, I think, because I actually like the features. But I also don't want to reinvent GTK. That's kind of the thing. Standard, I think that might be pretty hard. I'm sorry. Are you back into regular live streaming now? It's been quite a long break since your last stream. Probably, yes. I mean, yeah, hopefully. I'm planning to, and hopefully I get around to actually doing it. Okay. So this has been published now. Yeah, that was loud. Really? I thought it was just command line options to specify the dimensions. I don't think there are. Let's check that out actually. Okay, this just reads from standard in. Yeah, I think you're confusing it with Rofi. The thing is, Rofi, for example, is a lot slower than Instant Menu. Like on a Raspberry Pi, I tried it out. Instant Menu is basically as fast as it is on my GTX 1060 Ryzen 7 desktop. And Rofi really declines in performance if you use it on oh my battery. Yeah. Really declines on weaker machines. So yeah, I don't want to blow up Instant Menu to be a fully fledged GUI framework. Rofi kind of is actually, and it's costed in performance, in terms of performance. Like if I open this up, and okay, you can't hear my keyboard anyway. Hopefully you can't. But yeah, I don't want to recreate Rofi or GTK. B. I'm guessing that's some sort of F. Is your instant status broken? Your battery just says B. I actually don't have a battery. This is a desktop machine. I'm guessing... What? Why is it... Okay. It just parses ACPI, which reports correctly that I don't have a battery, so I'm not sure why it chose this. Yeah. Anyway, it'll be rewritten anyway in beta 8. Okay. Yeah. What I was going to say is, I did some interesting shit. I've joined the people who ignore warnings on JavaScript projects. And I've learned some Vue for doing a few things. Okay, I think it's working now, hopefully. Yeah. I recreated the ladder animations from Riot games, which are basically like, yeah, the ladder stretching and then falling into place. And I'm planning on doing stream overlays using those. Like, I made a library of animations. I actually don't know how good this looks in 24 FPS. I think I'm streaming at 24. And yeah, I'm planning on doing browser source stuff with this. I also did this animation. I did that exact animation in Blender a while back. And I think it's turned out pretty well. So I don't know why I put not there as a subtitle, but you can put any font awesome icon here, any text here, any color here and here. And yeah, I can basically control with WebSockets. Open up Insomnia. Messages. Like, you don't want to see the code, probably. It doesn't look pretty. Here comes the sun. Da 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 da. I'm copy striked. It's alright. Anyway, if I do like music info, which is just demo, like if I play a song on stream, maybe it'll overlay this. Okay, it doesn't. Oh, I forgot to launch the backend. npm run start. Now it should be working. Yeah, I can do this and then it should disappear. And if I do some more, blah, blah, blah. I actually really like how that looks. That's nice. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't think I've ever shown that to anybody. It's cool that it looks nice on first impression, because you kind of lose the ability to see it how someone sees it who hasn't been looking at it for 3 hours straight. So that's nice to hear, that it actually looks nice. Ah, yeah, it actually, I think it just goes through the queue. Item 2, item 3, item 4. I can queue up multiple items, so I can use this for donations as well. Actually, there's a disk which is spinning. Yeah, it goes through the different items. Of course, I set the timeout to be quite quick. I'll make that a bit longer. Observer pattern. Am I smart? I don't think I'm smart enough to understand emoji language. And yeah, I can basically do stream overlays with this. And there's actually a bunch of things that I want to do with this. What I can also do, or hopefully do, is replace Restream chat with my own solution. Because I don't think Restream has like Matrix or IRC integration, so I'm still relying on Discord to bridge it to other services. I don't think you're dumb enough to understand emoji language. True. That's the Reddit take. Based. Maybe make the music disk spin less fast. Ooh, I actually don't. Yeah, I don't know why it does those, and it affects nothing. I think that's just the server-side rendering messing up some stuff. Nux is also still a release candidate, so it's not out yet. But I figured I don't want to spend time learning Next 2 if Next 3 is significantly different and will replace it in a couple of months. So I went for Next 3. Instead of making a while checking for it changed in an object, let the object inform when he changed. Okay, I don't think... maybe I should show the code for this. Workspace... messages. Actually, no, let's do the message component first. What's it called? Notification. I'm using GSAP to animate stuff. So this is doing all the animations. And it just does them. As soon as the object is created, it just plays the animation and then disappears. Technically, it's still there. It's just because the animation has played out, it's invisible. And then it also emits an event which the parent can catch to remove the object or do anything. It's a quite bad explained, maybe. But I mean, I'm also bad at web development at the moment. A lot of messy code. Yeah, this is... oh, actually it works. That's surprising. Actually, let's commit that. Add messages queue demo. And what I want to do is basically have a bunch of different pages hosted by that front end. For example, messages, which at the moment shows the music info, and then I can do a browser source which shows messages. I can or music info. I can freely place that around the screen in OBS, and then it'll show that there. And then maybe I can do donations. Doesn't exist, and then I can place that somewhere there, and then there'll just be a browser window which via a WebSocket just displays the donations and maybe loud sounds and executes shell scripts. I didn't mean your explanation, I meant mine of observer pattern. Observer pattern, I've heard that before. Observer pattern view. I think view already takes care of like the pattern stuff because it's reactive, but I have no idea what I'm talking about, honestly. Yeah, I think the reactivity system actually is the observer pattern. So view takes care of that, basically. Ooh, I gained subscribers by doing nothing. That's nice. And we've got 2 people watching on Twitch. But not in the chat. Instead of making a while checking for a change in the object, let the object inform. Yeah, that's like yeah, basically view. Okay. So yeah, I'll probably develop more of that. At the moment, it's pretty basic, but hopefully I can get it to do some fancy stuff. Also, yeah, one of the things that I want to implement in the scripting and in the start stream script is a thumbnail, a title, a date or time, which I can input into the script or maybe even a web interface. And then it'll just call out to the YouTube API, the Twitch API, and just set up the stream. Especially YouTube isn't that great with setting up streams. And do all of that for me on all the different services, so I don't have to open up all of them separately. And also forget to press go live on YouTube. And I think, yeah, because their multi-streaming is kind of actually a new thing in the Twitch sphere, because until now everyone has kind of been stuck in exclusivity agreements, or everyone big anyway. And only now are, I think, some bigger people actually just changing platforms outright, or are actually allowed to do multi-streaming, and no one actually has a great setup for that. I mean, there's an OBS add-on which just lets you input multiple addresses for streaming, but the chat bridging is a problem at the moment. I think most people just, I mean, there's Restream chat, but I don't think that scales well. And it would be kind of nice to have like a suite of live streaming tools that are not part of or dependent of a single platform. People mostly switching to YouTube from what I see. Yeah, but even then, I think Ludwig, I don't watch any of the big streamers, but he changed to YouTube recently, and I think Automated is the guy called. Basically, a guy had to develop a bunch of stuff for him so he can continue what he was doing on Twitch. Would be cool if YouTube actually cared about streaming though. I mean, they seem to care about exclusivity agreements, but from a feature standpoint, yeah, probably not really. And I also created a GitLab group. Actually, before streaming today, and I'm still not sure on what to call the project. I just called the letter animation thing overlay because it's an overlay using Vue, but that's quite long. And 10 minutes before stream, actually, I noticed that gitlab.com/liveview was actually still not taken. Actually, is github.com/liveview taken? Yeah, it is, of course. And it's a name squatter, of course. Any third name. Actually, InstantOS was also taken by a name squatter on GitHub, and I had to get their account banned in order to get the name. And let's create a backend. And I just, yeah, I noticed live view, so because it's for live streaming and not only an overlay, was not taken yet, and I think that's a nice name. But if you have any ideas what to call like a suite of live streaming tools, yeah, put your ideas in chat maybe. Back end. Whoa, yeah. Back end. Backend for the overlays and managing stream. Instant stream. Yeah, it's not a part of InstantOS, like, it's pretty different, I think. I mean, it's related to InstantOS that I can live stream the development better, but I don't know. Cool. Oh, actually the chat doesn't translate emojis. I don't know what that emoji originally is intended to be. I think I closed the YouTube studio. Oh, did I? Oh, okay. No, it's probably a Twitch emote. Max Streamy. Okay, let's pull up ideas. Name ideas. Also, I mean, live view is short and unique. It also has a front-end framework in the name, which I might not even keep using. Or probably, but it'll be more than just a front end. But I'm kind of liking the name because it's short and it's not taken by anything. stream powered. That's cool, actually. Stream powered. I mean, it'll probably autocorrect to Steam. Yep. But if I put it on, let's search for GitHub. That it might be a problem with the name collision. I like live view or live view, French. Do you think you would make it available to other streamers? Make it a platform? I mean, it'll probably be self-hosted because it interacts with OBS. So they definitely need some sort of client. And yeah, it'll be open source. I'll my main goal is to kill Restream. No, but actually, yeah, it might be kind of cool to like port some of the features that are only available through Streamlabs at the moment to a local platform or something self-hosted or even cloud-hosted, but self-hosted open source. So yeah, it's open source. Streampunk. Streampunk will not clash with Valve. And it's already taken. Stream come true. The thing is, Livu seems to be some sort of beverage. Actually, that doesn't look very good. But I could like do the what's it called? Gum GitHub. Like Charm Bracelet has really cool branding. They have pretty cool stuff. Hi, just joined. Have you built LiveView already, or are you just starting the project? What's it exactly about? Sorry about asking. Streamer. Those aren't. Those are actually kind of interesting. Those ideas. LiveView. I've started to do some stuff. I mean, probably the biggest hurdle was learning Nuxt, Vue, and Socket.io and all that shit, which there are surprisingly like very few tutorials which start from a completely from zero with npm and all that stuff. But yeah, I learned a few technologies, or I got to a point where I can actually do stuff. And I already started the backend. I started learning OAuth, so you can connect it to different platforms. I did some animations already, so yeah, I mean, I'm in the beginning stages of the project, but definitely has a few solid plans already. I love web dev. Are you using Nuxt 3 and TypeScript? I'm using Nuxt 3 and JavaScript at the moment, but TypeScript is probably better. I'll probably migrate to it. Like, I'm taking things one at a time. TypeScript will be another thing to learn. One thing that confused me initially was npm is like, yeah, the Node package manager, which has Node in the name. But people are actually using it for client-side code. Like, all of the different web projects just have, like, the call to action is npm install blah blah blah. And I was always like, how does it get to the client? I thought it was running on Node. Why is it? It's still a bad design decision to share the same packages and package manager between two completely different technologies. There's being Node and a browser. The only thing those share is the V8 engine. But apart from that, like, I don't think they should be on the same platform. Is streamer already taken? Okay, that seems like a startup. It's a company in San Francisco. And it leads to a dead Heroku. Awesome. How old is it? I don't think that still exists. Streamon, like a demon or daemon for stream. If you have just a little more time to learn TypeScript, you should definitely do it. JavaScript without type safety can be horrible when you look at the code after a little break. Okay, that's learn TypeScript. Streamen. I'm liking Streamer and Live View, actually. Those are like my favorites, I think. Facebook. It's a psychology tool used by psychologists, therapists, consultants, engineers, lawyers. There is video conferencing with a credit card. What? A user's credit card is saved on record, and every time a session ends, the card is charged, allowing a streamlined and frictionless oh god. That, I don't know if I like that. Anyway, yeah, it seems like the name is taken. Stream on, it also sounds like stream on. And it's a I knew I heard that somewhere. It's a telecom thing. Die Vermarktung von Stream-On-Optionen because of a... Oh, awesome. Yeah, they've been shut down. That's so cool. Yeah, Europe still has net neutrality. In case you don't know what that was, they sold a bunch of mobile data plans, which had unlimited data, but only for people who were partners of Telecom. So if you downloaded an arbitrary amount of stuff from websites that are not any of those, it would count towards your quota. But if you were watching Netflix, Disney Music, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, it wouldn't count towards your quota. So if you got that plan, you had unlimited quota, unlimited data. You could stream an unlimited amount of data from any of those services, but others were blocked after a certain amount, which violates net neutrality, which we still have. Woo! And yeah, they've been shut down. That's awesome. Get fucked, Telecom. Anyway. Okay, next streaming. Oh, it's also taken. Jesus. Actually, they reduced it at last to 30 gigabytes towards those services. Wait, so it still gives some services more a higher quota than others? Fall for the name. I could do that. Raw poll is the thing that people use, right? Wait, oh, they redesigned it. That site used to look really awful. Eat, Mrs. Wait, create a poll. Title. Live streaming tool set name. Can I just paste all of the... Oh, paste answers. That's actually... This site is quite good. You got 30 gigs extra on top of your quota because they thought they could prevent a shutdown. Did they actually prevent the shutdown though? I hope they didn't. Like, that's dangerous precedent in my opinion. If they got away with that. Ah. Based Bundesnetzagentur. By the way, what happened to net neutrality in America? It's still gone, right? Okay, I think I'll just post the poll. Create poll. Share. Copy and paste it in the chat. Results. Okay, sitting at 100% live view. 3 votes already. Okay. Okay, I'll leave that running for a bit. The Supreme Court will just abolish net neutrality. Didn't they already do that? I mean, there was this whole Ajit Pai debacle. Where I think he got a Christmas hat and some fidget spinners and did a video claiming that you could still watch cat videos after net neutrality is gone. Just, I mean, that's one way to put it. Another way would be take away people's freedom to access information that the internet provider doesn't want them to. Which conveniently might be their competitors, differently priced stuff or bad stuff that the internet company has done. Companies that don't pay the internet provider. Okay, I think live view wins with 1 vote. Jetstream. That sounds also... Let's see. Laravel. I think... Oh, that's quite big. I don't think we can compete with that. I've heard of that, by the way. Laravel is... aren't they making components or something? No. Oh yeah, they're like a Nuxt alternative. Okay. I think live view it is. Whoa, no, it's a tie between instant stream and live view. Lara, oh, it's a PHP framework. Yeah. Strayman. Yeah, 6. I mean, thing is, I don't have access to a lot more. Or actually, I might post that on the Discord, and until then, it'll just remain control group. It's a small sample size, I'm guessing. Voted instant stream for consistency's sake. Market research crowd. Okay. Let's actually convert that. Can you convert that into a Google poll somehow? I think I'll... or... Live view is actually not taken by anything. I'm strongly tending towards it actually because it'll just be the first thing in the Google search results. Instant broadcast. Yeah. Also already exists. Jesus Christ, what is that? Result under more video. 2000. Okay, this seems to be dead. Also, one of the cool things about live view is this doesn't get autocorrected to live or livu. Narrowcaster. Needs more pun. I mean, having view in the name is... I don't know. I don't know if view is funny. Okay, I think... Maybe I'll there's still a tie, so maybe I'll just exploit the position of benevolent dictator for life and go for live view. Instant cast is probably also a Chromecast related project. Actually, is it? I don't know. Instant cast. Can I add options to the straw poll live? I don't think so. Oh, I can. Okay, anyway. The project will, yeah, do some stuff. Okay, But before I do a lot of stuff with that project, I actually need to get Instant OS Beta 7 out the door. Okay, this will be archived. Actually, another reason why GitLab might be where it's at for the next projects is GitHub is killing off their Kanban board in favor of Excel. So yeah, I don't know what to think about the new thing. I'll just stay with Kanban. Instant Stream seems to be winning, but it's not an Instant OS project, so I don't see why. And maybe it's also from people who joined after I explained what it is. Ooh. Okay. Okay, fix Pamak PKG builds. I don't know if I'm just gonna fork Pamak AUR. Oh, is no, Pamak all is still out of date. Or I'll just steal it from chaotic AUR. Maybe I'll do that. Pacman download package. Is there a way to just get the package file and not install it? Like just save it to local disk and not the cache owned by root. That might be pretty useful. Gitia's Kanban looks like a... Gitia has a Kanban? Oh, actually Blender is switching from Fabricator to Gitia. Which, yeah, good on them. I hope they get Gitia to like a point where it actually can replace Fabricator, and I might also consider it because I like Gitia. It's very fast. I'm using it on my personal server. Pacman SW, thank you. Yeah, maybe I'll just steal it from chaotic AUR. Yay, Pamak all. Let's see. Ah, chaotic AUR doesn't even have Pamak all. Okay. Maybe I can put an issue at chaotic AUR and they'll fix it somehow. Chaotic AUR. GitHub. Rollercoaster. Still going. Repositories, packages. Package requests. Pamak all. Pamak all. Wait, what? It's already been added? Sadly can't add anything depending on snapd as written in the readme on this repo already. Oh, are they like anti-snapd? Serious? Oh, I mean, I don't like snapd either, but it seems strange for package maintainers to like impose that on people. Snapd. I didn't know how to help my users with it since it breaks a lot. I recommend using native package. Okay, it breaks because of updates. Okay. Yeah, a lot of other reasons not to use snaps. Hard dependency on systemd. Maybe I'll just abandon Pamak all, since I don't like Snap either. Is there a Pamak build with just Flatpak and AUR and Arch, of course? Oh god, only streams and Stream Hamster. Okay, libpamac, pamac. Bash script providing advanced pacman and yay, pcar, pamac CLI functionality, pamac AUR, pamac classic, pamac pamac no snap. That sounds like what I need. And it's not even out of date. With libALPM with AUR, flatpak, and app indicator support. I don't even know what app indicator is. Oh, like it's a sys-tray icon. Okay, let's try pamac no snap. Extra. Pamac all. Libpamac full. Yay, pamac. No snap. Let's build it from source to see if it depends on anything that might break. Libpamac full. Libpamac. Oh, it comes with its own libpamac. Yay -r pamac all lib. Hopefully it uses the same AppStream data. Oh crap. Just use chaotic AUR. Okay, pamac no snap. Libpamac no snap. See what it depends on. No octopi. I think octopi was bundled at some point, but it just looks like synaptic. Or I think synaptic is what it's called for APT. Unless I'm confusing it. Let's see what octopi looks like. Maybe it's improved. Then I can just not do pamac at all. What? Okay, that's strange. It's also a cute app. User bin octopi. Are you happy? Yeah, it still looks like synaptic. I mean, it's fine for people who know what they're doing, but most of those use the command line anyway. Bit out of context, but have you heard of Ew? It's a widget library, right? I heard of it, but yeah, I don't know if I have use for it. I prefer it over pamac. I mean, I prefer the command line over pamac, but people who don't use the command line probably prefer pamac over octopi and the command line. Okay, so libpamac no snap and pamac no snap. Pamac no snap. Oh god, is the AUR having a stroke again? Ah, that's fine. What does it depend on? Arch Linux AppStream data pamac. Okay, that's doable. Okay. It's it seems kind of petty to not include pamac in the official repositories when it's like clearly the only Pacman GUI that people actually use. Okay. Pamac no snap. where do I require permac all? Okay, I didn't require it anywhere. Why I'm using sudo. Updates, post pacman, pre pacman. Permac. If pacman.-qi pacman check if package is installed. QI, yeah. Permac all. Then echo. What's the issue here? Oh. Replacing permac all with permac no snap. Sudo pacman-r permac all lib permac all, right? Lib permac full, okay. Lib permac full, okay, and I need no confirm. I presume, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now if people update using instant update, it'll automatically replace permac all with permac no snap. And if it's already happened, then it'll do nothing. And I think I'll also replace this. Oh, that's actually a problem I didn't think about with this update approach. Okay, I guess at some point old installations just break. Basically what this does, in case you have no idea what's going on, if InstantOS is on update version 0, so Instant Update has an internal versioning model. If it's on version 0, then it'll just run all of these things. If you have no version, then it'll just run all of these things. If you are on version 0, and that's a bad way to explain it. When you install InstantOS, it'll set the internal Instant Update version to the newest available that is in here. And when Instant Update gets updated via pacman, it'll introduce like 3.sh, and when you run Instant Update and the version that's recorded is lower than the version of the script that is available, it'll run one script above what your current version is. So if you're on version 1 and run Instant Update, it'll run script 2 and 3. If your installation is on version 0, and you run instant update, it'll run 1, 2, and 3. If you're on version 3 and you run instant update, nothing happens. If I add 4.sh in the future and you update your system, then it'll run 4.sh, set your version to version 4, and then it'll just do nothing again if you run instant update again. That's the basic premise of this. The problem is if you are on version 0 and instant update today, it'll run script 1 and 2 and then set your version to 2. Script 1 or script 0, okay, if you're on no version, actually installs a package that doesn't exist anymore. So even if you have those incremental upgrades, at some point things will break if I don't go back and maintain all of those scripts, which will get incrementally more work as time goes on. So at some point I'll have to deprecate old installs. Like 2-year-old installs that have never been updated, not a few months. But for now, let's maintain this. Okay, permac all, libpermac all. What are you doing with Ansible? I'm managing all the servers that I use for InstantOS and live streaming and a Minecraft server. So yeah, I'm basically the playbooks are all public. It does things like update the InstantOS mirrors when I run it. It updates the server's package versions to the newest. It has a few Docker containers, all that kind of neat stuff. And I abandoned the path of the light NixOS because I just want to stick with Ubuntu and Docker. I don't need a lot of things out of it. If I did more things, then I'll probably do Nix. Still going with the names. Stream Tank. Does stream work? Okay, so that's been replaced. Oh, yeah, I did that. That's like really annoying. Arch has been changing up their keyring quite a bit in the last couple months, like twice or 3 times. And anytime they remove a key from the keyring that's been used to sign one of the packages that you currently have installed, updating will fail without manual intervention. And you basically need to know that you need to do pacman as Arch Linux keyring, otherwise updating won't work. And people who know nothing except run yay to update will always fail that. And like the Manjaro people will. I've heard about Manjaro that like it breaks every 6 months, which probably is just the keyring removing some keys that have been used to sign some packages that they have installed. And if they then, or actually some packages that they have installed are now signed with different keys, not removed keys. Like if a package maintainer quits and some other maintainer picks up the package that they maintained, it'll change the signature on the package. So now it's not signed by the old maintainer anymore, it's signed by the new maintainer. And if you then download the update for that package, and it's suddenly signed with a different key that the system doesn't know of, it'll think that someone messed with the package or that the package is invalid and refuse updating. Until you add all the new keys to your system, which basically says, I trust the new maintainer, so you can install the updates. and then everything works again. So the simple solution to that would be if there's an update to the keyring, it means that there have been some new maintainers and you need to add the keys before you install any other updates. And for some reason that isn't a thing. Like update priority isn't a thing in Pac-Man. So yeah. If something doesn't work, try running instant update and maybe it will again. Like if something about EA doesn't work. I'm hoping top grade maybe can come in and solve that problem. Okay, refresh keyring. Replace Pamac. Replace Pamac all with Pamac no snap. What? Oh, okay. I need to pull some stuff first. What stuff was in there? Keyring awk. Oh, okay. That was a pull request that someone, I think, that someone contributed. Some distros like Garuda Linux forces you to update using the update command. How would they do that though? Like if you run pacman SYU or yay, does it just via a shell function catch that and tell you no, you shall not use yay? I mean, it probably also has the capacity to break. I think maybe I could just do a function that tells you to use instant update if you use yay, but still do it if you type yay. Okay. Problem is instant arch installs pamac all. And if I replace it now, it'll break. So I'll have to add pamac first. Like pamac no snap. You'll get an error from Garuda system maintenance applet. So it's not even in the shell. Why? Like the way I would do it, if you type yay and then press enter, it'll just say yay is not completely do it, and yay is not a just works program, it's a thing you need to use manually. Use instant update if you don't want to worry about it. And then like just before the sudo prompt. If it's up here, maybe people won't see it. Like if it's not in the shell, if it just does nothing, and but maybe maybe that's not the case, and it's just I misunderstood. Actually, I've never checked out Garuda Linux. I think Garuda Linux might be an interesting distro to look at, because it's also, I think, an Arch-based distro with quite a small maintainer base. And at the same time trying to do things that others like Manjaro don't. Okay, git push. By the way, does the noise cancelling work? Let's check that. Git push. By the way, does the noise it does. That's cool. Like I'm just running easy effects as a background service, and it just does everything. Like, okay, I spent quite a bit of time setting up all the filters and stuff, but now it works really reliably. Love it. Cool. Okay, so now we have that. And is this actually... Is this an up-to-date copy? Packages.instanos.io. What's the most recently modified? June 2022. I think June 2022, yeah. I think that's the most recent one. I should keep a Git mirror of all the packages. I know it's binaries in Git, but I think it'll just be easier in the long run. Like, I don't have a lot of packages. It's 53 megabytes. I think Git can take that. Actually, I think I saw a distro, it's not Garuda, it's Endeavor OS, hosts all of their packages in a Git repo. Endeavor OS. Or used to. I don't know if they still do. Love the Garuda Extrude function of the live installer. Makes it stupidly easy to fix stuff on broken boot. Use it too, really neat. Okay, maybe I'll take a look at that at some point. PKG builds, okay, and repo. Repo sounds like it contains binaries. Yes, okay. Yep, that's a bunch of binaries. Quite a lot of them, actually. Worm. Is that a file sharing thing? Ah, I don't know. Or I'll do... Okay, I've been burned by Git large file storage. I will never do that again. So maybe Git annex is a good idea. Maybe Git annex. I haven't put up the backend yet. Backend, live view backend, create project. Oh, why did I create a readme? I'm gonna have to override that. Add origin, git push, origin main. Ref spec main does not match any. What? True. What is happening? Oh, I don't have any commits yet, I think. Yep. Okay, package JSON, package log, git ignore. Init. Git merge allow unrelated histories. Oh, it's quite literally called that. Allow unrelated histories. Merge. Origin main. And git push. Nice. That's a huge default readme. Maybe git annex is the best solution. Git annex with what remote should I use? Git annex rsync remote rsync. Okay, it is possible to have an rsync remote, but then it would be kind of inaccessible to people. Maybe IPFS? rclone IPFS. Whoops. Okay, it doesn't seem like that's a thing. What to do, what to do. Wait a sec. Oh, I thought I just crashed something. I think I might be running out of RAM. No, I'm fine. Okay. What is the best solution for managing the repo? Well, it's still quite small. Actually, the Borg backup, I think, is something that's quite neat. Maybe I could use Borg. I really like version control because I have no idea which version is like the correct one and I'd have to rebuild like basically the entire repo now just to be sure to not break anything. I mean, hey, I'm gonna have to do that at some point anyway. Let's do it now. Extra. Replace. Mac. Cool. This repository moved. Ah. Remote set URL. Origin. Quit complaining. Chat isn't completely dead, and the only thing that's still visible on stream is, oh no, I can't control my Strudel. That'll just that's the best message to leave things at. No one wants that to go off screen. Or maybe the stream went down and I didn't notice. Okay. Extra has been pushed. Yeah, it's up to date. I build full repo, I think. Full repo, yeah. Whoa. Okay, Ah. How do you control everything from CLI? I kinda don't. But, I mean, I use CLI a lot for different things that maybe some people would use GUIs for. For example, rip grab is really useful. You can just cd into somewhere and do rip grab and then a search term, and then it'll put out all the files which contain that, and then I open that up with an editor. I use Vim, which is also a terminal app, but yeah, a lot of things have terminal alternatives. Instant Tools at some point installs some PMAC related things. Hello there, been a long time. How is InstaNoise going on these days? Going well. There's been quite a long time where I haven't done a lot of things, but I'm returning to development and have already made good progress for beta 7. Ooh, quite a lot of PMAC. There we go. PMAC. No snap. Replace PMAC all with PMAC no snap. I built upgrade. Yep. I built full repo. Let's do the whole thing. No problem. Oh, Rob is here. Robert. Waiting patiently. That's nice. People are still here. Okay, how's the repo build going? Still doing stuff. InstaNoise has been great. I've been using it for 2 to 3 years now, at home and at work. That's cool. Like, I'm still not getting used to the idea that it still hasn't gone into my head that people are actually using the thing that I built and do stuff with it that's useful. That's still, I think that's so cool. Okay, that goes to Go Launch, which is maintained or not maintained by Ginger Weeb from the Discord. Lip input gestures. I don't know why I'm still packaging that. I'm not using that. Where is the wiki? Where has it gone? I think it's gone. Is it? No, it's not. I just wanted to write something down. Oh yeah. Maybe remove... Maybe remove... maybe remove lip input gestures. Brain fart. Android Studio or Vim for app development, which would be more efficient? I mean, if you manage to use Vim, then probably Vim, but I don't know anyone who uses Vim for Android development. The problem with that is that like the knowledge of all the bootstrapping stuff is quite advanced because no one really uses it who isn't like really professional. Like I've tried building an Android app once without using Android Studio because I don't like it. Like it's slow, it's takes a lot of storage, and I don't like it. So yeah, technically I've seen Android apps which use just Java and the vanilla Android API on GitHub, and they build fine without Android Studio. So it's definitely possible. But setting that up, like there's no guide out there how to set up an Android app without using Android Studio for all the bootstrapping and the building as well. So it's probably possible, but there's no guide for beginners out there. Like if you're not already deep into Android app development, you're probably best off with Android Studio or Flutter. Flutter is like the only noob-friendly way of building Android apps without an IDE, or without an IDE that takes 30 gigs and of your RAM and storage. Okay, build Plymouth. Android Studio with a Vim plugin. I think Android Studio is just a distro of IntelliJ. Like just IntelliJ with a few add-ons and stuff. You could probably turn IntelliJ into Android Studio. Or maybe it's a fork with some stuff that's just not in IntelliJ. I don't know why they would do that though. And there is a Vim plugin for that, but it's not great. Or actually, I think it might be better than the VS Code plugin actually. I'm saying actually a lot. I've tried the Vim plugin for IntelliJ once, and for some reason I didn't stick with it. I don't know. Maybe it's just how slow it is. Android Studio always eats up my RAM. I'm thinking of switching to Vim. I mean, yeah, if you can, then like the workflow in Vim is faster if you know what you're doing, and if you have a good LSP. I don't know if there's an LSP for Android app development. It'll probably be the Java or Kotlin LSP, if that exists. So, if you can get that up, then please tell me how, because I want to do it. I have the same issue in VS Code, so write in Vim and build and debug in VS Code only. Yes, like the debugging client in Vim, I think there's Vim Spectre and some newer Visual Studio Code compatible debugging client for Vim. They're just not as good as VS Code. I'm sorry, even the Lua stuff. So I write stuff in Vim because it's just faster, and I hate the feeling of sluggishness that the Java-based platforms and Electron gives me. But for complex stuff that involves a lot of GUI stuff working in tandem, Visual Studio Code is just better in some regards. Like, they have really good support for, what's it called? Jupyter notebooks. I hope Tori will develop a somewhat good mobile development experience and performance. I have my hopes. I don't want them to be honest. Like, please stick to Flutter if you want cross-platform, because all of the frameworks that I know of basically compile to native-ish on Android. None of them just straight up embed a web view and call it a day, because web views in Android are even slower than on desktop. And I really hope apps don't start doing that, because it's a lot more noticeable if there are gesture-based things. I've never seen any JavaScript-based progressive web app or anything that comes close to just the native Android widgets. Like, they provide a lot of really well-made button widgets and sliders and all the Android stuff. It's animated, it's accessible. I don't think that's needed. On desktop, there's like UWP, there's the Win32 API, there's GDK, there's Qt, and there's not really the UI framework that's used across all desktop platforms. But with Android, there is. Like, there's the Android API with the native buttons. So please keep using that. Flutter sucks because of the animations. Good for smaller stuff, internal stuff, quick stuff, I would say. Everyone else will use React Native, and it's the same as Electron on desktop. Just puts a front. I mean, it's called native, right? It's not just a web view, right? React Native. Is React Native a web view? Like, can you really, with React Native, just use CSS and all that stuff, and it'll render just fine on Android? Yeah, okay. The UI is not HTML, and it doesn't use a web view. So it compiles to the native UI components. Just like I thought. So web view would be a lot worse. I don't know if Flutter uses native UI components, because they look quite similar on Android and iOS, which indicates that they're probably not native. Oh, I am stuck on some Git repository. Clip menu is not working. Is clip menu been taken down? AUR. Clip menu. Clip menu Git. Nope. Okay, what's the problem here? Instant clip menu. instant clip menu, PKG build, C down clip menu, clip notify provides clip menu. Why is it not cloning? What? GitHub.com is GitHub down. I swear. Why is GitHub down so often? Like, it's... Redirecting. Oh, it's using... Why is it using HTTP? I forked that from the UR, so I didn't write that. Okay, so and I think make package probably doesn't allow that. Hey, no, wait. The Git protocol and the URL are different. As someone who's worked with Microsoft, I'm shocked it's not done more often. I mean, yeah. I've heard people say GitLab is even worse, which I hope is not true. I don't know if anyone here has experience with both on the regard of being reliant on a thing being up. I mean, at least GitHub Pages doesn't go down. Or actually, it might go down. I'm just not using it as often as GitHub. Okay. Let's try again with make package. Nope, still timing out. Why? What's so special about the repo? Source. Maybe the Git protocol isn't working. I think that's what the Git protocol syntax is. Git clone. Yep, okay, this is down. So HTTP still works. Does anyone actually use the Git protocol, by the way? I'm always seeing SSH and HTTP, but the Git protocol like never gets used anywhere. It's also not displayed in any web interface. Okay, this might have to be replaced. HTTP S. Is that better? It's downloading it? Okay, so this, oh, okay, it downloads the HTML. Git plus. I haven't used make package for a long time. Ah, okay, this works. And the package version has been updated as well. Okay, so this is interesting. By the way, clip menu git view package build. When has this been updated for the last time? 2020, okay, so it hasn't been updated since. I'm still golden. Okay, the build system sucks at the moment. It has to rebuild the entire repo every time something fails. See, clip menu. Okay, this has to go. Fix clip menu, instant clip menu, PKG build. Okay, this will be the last release that'll use this version of instant build. I build full repo. Let's have another go. Yay. Rebuilding Alt Tab. I need to remember though, I replaced permac all with permac no snap because snap bad. And this means that as soon as I push that repo out, I'll also have to push out the instant arch update that it'll install no snap and not all. Go to sleep now, it's 23:30. Good night. Yeah, good night. Nice catching you again. Still building stuff. Okay, yeah, lib input gestures. Where is that used? Lib input. Lib input gestures, lib input dot enable. Okay, lib input gestures is something different though. Okay, this is using lib input, but also not lib input gestures. How about this? Okay, this is just lib input gestures. I have a mirror that's using Git. Okay, let's just use that. AUR packages, lib input. Hey, quick question. Yeah. Donations. Where is donations? I don't know. Let's kill it. Yeah, it's doing it. I think it's building permac. And it looks like it's using libhandy, but not libadwaita. In the past, I've asked if there's going to be InstantOS for Raspberry Pi 4. Is that still possible? I mean, it's possible for someone to create it, but it doesn't exist yet. Like, technically, there's nothing preventing you from putting InstantOS on Raspberry Pi 4. It'll just be quite a lot of work. I think the maintainer for InstantOS ARM just shows up like every 6 months, and then it's working for a while, and then it goes down again or something. I mean, it's cool that I think he managed to get it working at some point. But he's just not around that often. And I think the download links are dead now. Okay, I'm having a good feeling about everything of this. Let's check system resources. Compiling Skippy. Could anyone pick up the work for the ARM? Yeah, sure. If you know someone or if you think you can do it. Oh yeah, I totally forgot it. Instanix runs on Raspberry Pi. Because, yeah, Nix works quite different from Arch. And I have never tested it, but I think, yeah, someone's tested it on Raspberry Pi 3, which probably would also work on Raspberry Pi 4 then. Which is basically InstantOS but cooler. There's also been some work on the Instanix project with Flakes, which I have no idea what that is. Sounds like some kind of binary cache. Actually, what are Nix Flakes? While this is building, we will have some time. Nix OS Flakes Snowflake are an upcoming feature. Oh, it's not even out yet. In a declarative way by simply listing them inside a flake file. Okay, I don't think I'm deep enough into Nix to understand this. Another way to manage channels. Yeah, that'd be I don't know what a channel is. Somewhere other than the main repository. Oh, that's nice. Okay, now it's building Yay. Generating the package cache will probably take a while. Oh, Google has put out a tool recently for better concurrency in Bash scripts. I forgot what it's called though. Might be really interesting to like speed up things like the cache generation. Rust. Okay, this is probably ImmoSid. I think. Do I have any Rust projects? Yeah, it's ImmoSid. Instant assist. Okay, now we're at the instant tools, which should build quite fast. Instant clip menu. Didn't fail this time. Oh, my stream is buffering. Is everything fine with the stream? Might be putting quite a lot of strain on the system to compile stuff and stream at the same time. I'm using a Raspberry Pi 4 as a daily PC for 2 years. Oh, cool. I didn't know that they were strong enough for that. I set up a desktop once on a Raspberry Pi 3 and wasn't able to play videos or stuff like that. But I think, yeah, the Pi 4 is actually quite capable given its size and used to be price. I think it's quite impossible to get one now. I got one as a server like half a year ago. Raspberry Pi, no, not the 0W. $15, $15 my ass. Wanna guess? Whoa, wanna bet, not guess. Okay, out of stock. Oh, didn't expect that. Just $2.25 more expensive. Raspberry Pi 4. I think they're like, what? Oh, a Raspberry Pi 2 for 54 euros. I think that's higher than the launch price. The 4GB model going for 115. Yeah, I think I got the 8GB model for 100 euros. And it came with a charger. Okay. No license file. Okay. Instant share is broken. Just a thought, would it be possible to run multiple instances of make package at the same time? Do you think that would work? Hang on. Okay, instant shell. Whoa. There's no license file. Why is there no license file? There should be a license file. Oh, okay. There we go. I CD'd into the wrong directory. CD instant shell. Make package. Boarding. Instant shell package, instant shell, enter the license. It's not great. Why are you failing? Why are you not running? Please run. Okay, oh, it hasn't cloned this thing yet. Let's just do this. instance shell antidote and completely get rid of that. There we go. Okay, make package. There we go. Perfect. Actually, we should check out if it actually works. Extra. Shell. Oh, did I just close it? User, share, instant shell, antidote, and all of this stuff in here. I think just depth 1, right? Yes. Fix, instant shell, build, PKG build, and remove lib input gestures. Okay. Yeah, I think instant build should definitely have a way to resume a failed build. Because yeah. One last try, okay? And if that doesn't work, I'll stop the stream for today. And if it does work, I'll do that as well, because I've been streaming for 3 hours. And my ideas are getting slower and stupider by the minute. Okay, Git push. Wait, I pushed that already? Okay. Watching stuff build. Ah, we're at 69 views. Nice. I got 2 nerd emojis. I mean, that's something, I guess. Okay, add that to the roadmap. We can archive that. We can archive that. I build. Pull repo, resume, failed builds. That'll definitely be a feature that I will need to release beta 7. Oh, WineGE Proton 24 released 2 days ago. Okay, I'm just bad at reading my notifications. Oh, by the way, in the GitHub notifications, there's this project called Mosh, which is basically an SSH alternative that's really, really resistant to bad connections. It can do a bunch of cool stuff, and it has not seen a release since 2017, a GitHub project with 11k stars. So someone opened an issue that they should make a new release because it still is actively maintained. Like there's definitely things going on in the GitHub. And then I put my 2 cents into the discussions. It was marked as off topic. Oh no, this one was marked off topic by, I don't know who. It's just laziness. It gets closed. So they just accept their laziness. And then it gets reopened, and that guy actually agrees with the people who opened the issue. I mean, maybe he doesn't have access to the website or the releases, but I think it's still funny. iStream. Yeah, and it'll cost a premium of, I don't know, $20 a month, so I don't grief your streams when you're using it. Okay, building Plymouth. Home server stuff. Mini DLNA. What is that? Oh, is that like media stuff? Yeah, it is. Snapd. I don't need to include that anymore, actually. I think Snapd might also be out. Snapd. Ooh, that's quite a lot. Okay, that's because it's Snapdrop. Snapd and not an A, an R. Okay, that's more manageable. Snapd glib. I think Snapd glib might also be out because that was only needed for because of Pamac. Is Beta 7 released? No, but very close to being released. Very base with Sonar, Jellyfin, and Jacket. Ooh, Sonar is for legal Linux ISOs, right? I've never heard of Jacket. I'm also using Jellyfin, but for music. I just googled Jacket. I don't know what I'm expecting to show. Oh, it's with 2 T's, so... No, what? It put the GitHub project before jackets that I can buy. That's kind of creepy. Is the voice recognition from YouTube being funneled straight into my Google search results? Or does it just think I'm that uninterested in actual jackets? Ah, no longer maintained. Okay. Oh, the chat server is no longer maintained, not the project. Yeah, the legalist of only ISOs. Proxy server. Oh, okay. Yep, that sounds like ISO. Okay. And it's building the IMO-SID. Instant clip menu. Also would be nice if that didn't fail. I think we're still waiting on Snap. Oh, yeah, Snap. Snapdglib. What is Snapdglib? By the way, Arch Linux is the OG of not including Snap. Before Linux Mint did it, Arch Linux did it before it was cool. They don't package Snapd. Right? Or actually do they now? No, they don't. They don't package Snapd. Okay, Snapd, get out of here. Snapdglib needs to go, and I think that's it. Somehow Snapdglib also builds Snap. Oh no, it's in the AUR packages. Snapdglib and Snapd. Bye bye. Instant settings. Instant shell. Instant support. Instant themes, the new one. Instant tools. Instant update. And instant utils, which is probably the biggest. Yep. Instant wallpaper is surprisingly quick to download. Oh no, it doesn't include any wallpapers. Instant window manager. Now we're getting to the C stuff. Funny thing is, because it's a proxy, constantly showing excellent connection. Because of course the proxy is also in a cloud center, most likely same one or one of one very close to YouTube. Uh-oh, we got another Git hiccup. Come on. Gotta leave you now. Brain is burned out from punning too hard. Yeah, I think if this fails, I'm just waiting for this to finish, and then I'm gonna stop the stream. Let's just check if extra iRocks. Yeah, it is using the Git protocol, which is broken. Have fun. You too. Okay, cancel that, and yeah, I think that'll be it for today's stream. It's been awesome being back, and I plan on doing more. Cool. Close all that stuff except OBS. Great minds think alike. Okay, yeah, thank you all for being here, and yeah, maybe I'll just I'll just do a Jitsi or Discord channel where people can join the stream if they want to say something, because I have quite a small audience and it's probably possible to do that without people spamming the N-word. So yeah. Maybe I'll do that next time, and also definitely won't be months until the next stream. We got quite a bit of stuff done, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!